What's up, YouTube family? It's your boy Alan, and I'm here today with another short talk on trading psychology. And the topic of today is the shift from an ordinary trader to a professional trader. Now, I'll start this video with a question. What is one thing that an ordinary trader and a professional trader have in common? And the answer is it's losses. So losses are a part of trading, whether at the highest level of trading, there's always going to be losses. I mean, think about it. Even the people that use robots and electronic softwares to trade, they also experience losses. So losses are a common ground across all trading, and the shift starts with um, building a better relationship with losses, and the shift starts with accepting losses. That's where the shift starts from an ordinary trader to a pro trader. Now, what do I mean when I say we accept losses? We just don't simply accept losses, but we realize that they are there, they are part of us, and they are inevitable. The typical trader will mainly try to avoid losses because the typical trader interprets losses as something that's painful, whereas it's something that's simply not. The pro trader is going to look at losses, and the pro trader is going to see that as data. You see where I'm getting at. So you start from the basis of losses are simply data. Losses are simply stepping stones. And I know this sounds so cliche that losses are stepping stones, losses are just data. I know it sounds so watered down, but this is the actual reality of losses. Remember, we can never escape losses. There will always be a part of you, especially if you've said you're going to be a trader. That's just something that's unavoidable. So better build a better relationship with losses. Now, how do you use losses as stepping stones? So, I might start with this question, or maybe this aspect. So the ordinary trader mostly is in fear of losses, mainly because number one, they don't have a system or rules that tell them when to enter the market, how to manage a trade, and the typical trader also doesn't have a trading edge, which is something that gives them an advantage in the market, something that puts the probabilities in their favor. The typical trader also doesn't have good risk management. So these are some of the reasons why the typical trader will be afraid of losses, because he knows that he's on the bad side of the fence. So he's going to try and avoid losses. Whereas the pro trader is looking at losses in this way. The pro trader has got good risk management. It's got a technical edge that puts the odds in their favor. They also have systems and rules that govern them um, to perform really well in the markets. So now, when the losses come, the typical trader is going to be fearful because he knows that he doesn't have all these building blocks in place. But the pro trader is probably going to be chill. He's probably going to expect losses. As long as he follows his plan, then he knows that these losses are just the cost of doing business. That's what losses simply are. It's the cost of doing business. But more importantly, for the typical trader, it's just data. When you encounter a loss, you need to ask yourself these questions. Was this loss part of my trading plan? Did I execute this trade really well? Was I flawless? And if you're ticking all the three checklists in the questions that I've just asked, then you know that what you simply need to do is move on. But if you really want to use losses, if you want to exploit losses and use them to your advantage, you need to look at each and every loss and gain something from it. Every single pro trader that you see making money from trading has gone through this process, and this process is simply what's holding you back. Taking your losses, dissecting them, and looking at them in detail and seeing what you can extract is what's going to help you level up your trading. And remember, it starts with acceptance. You are going to have to change your mindset, and this is the shift from an ordinary trader to a pro trader. You will have to look at losses and expect them. Number one, you have to expect them, which is why you can never risk more on any given trade, which is why you always have to trade probably the same setup so that you get a clear view of how your system is performing. But back to the topic on losses, you simply have to accept them, embrace them, and use them. That's the best way to use losses, which is gathering data from the losses. Because what it simply is when you get a loss, you're going to look at it and you're going to see that, okay, I probably messed up. I didn't execute well. So the next given trade, you're going to be aware of that aspect. So you're going to perform better. And if you notice certain patterns in your losses, like whenever I enter the market, I'm usually stopped out around maybe after 2 hours. And you can literally look at that and be like, oh, so probably this is the reason. And the moment that you don't do the thing that you probably did before, so when you evaluate your losses and you learn from your previous mistakes, you're most probably not going to repeat the mistakes. And in that aspect, that's gonna level up your trading because you've already eliminated losses just by not taking setups. You see what I mean? So I'm going to try and keep this conversation short. um these conversations are just for you to just tap into, extract what you can, and then move on and better your trading. So as I end this video, I just wanna advise you guys on an actionable way that you can implement in order to exploit your losses, to use them to your advantage, which is this: whenever you take a trade and it results in a loss, I would like you guys to ask yourself this question. If you have a system, if you've got good risk management, if you have got a statistical technical edge, you just need to ask yourself, did I follow my plan? Was I in line with my risk management? Did I trade my edge? And if you tick all of those boxes, what you simply need to do is move on to the next trade because you've done your part. Remember, we as traders, the mind is our tool, and the goal is to always keep the mind in a carefree state of mind, which starts with accepting losses because you're not going to fight them, you're simply going to accept them. And also, you want to make sure that you're doing a good job. Your job as a trader is simply implementing your plan, making better decisions. If you made your decision and it was aligned with your plan, then you simply did what you had to do. Then you simply move on. So this was another video. I hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next video. Ciao.